I just wanted to take a few minutes to just tell folks, hey, these Alpine fifth wheels, they're good units. Do they require some upkeep? Is some of the workmanship not as good as it should be? Yes, but overall they're good. What you see me doing right now, I extended these slides early this morning, and it is cold here in Idaho. The wind is blowing pretty darn good out of the northeast at about 30 miles an hour. The temperature outside is about 24. And if you notice on this bedroom slide, if you look at this wiper seal, it's all out except you see a spot right here. This is something you need to look at when you extend your slides. And all I'm going to do is take my finger and roll this out, and it'll settle down. And you notice these look just fine. But I'm going to go inside the Alpine for a minute to get out of this wind because I'm freezing to death. But I'll just talk with you folks for just a minute. So we're on the other side. The sun is on this side and the wind is blocked by the other side of the Alpine, which is good. And we'll go up in the Alpine for a few minutes here. This is an older Alpine. It's a 2014. It's got about 38,000 miles of road travel on it. And overall, after 8 years of use, I can't complain at all. It's been a good Alpine. Are the new ones as good as this one is? I don't know. I'd have to actually have one and look at it to see. The key to owning these Alpines, or any other fifth wheel for that matter, is you've got to take care of them. You're going to find some things from time to time that you're not going to be happy about, and you can get all bent out of shape about it, and all that's going to do is take your blood pressure up, and you'll get old and get gray hair like I got. I'll show you one little thing here I've been watching for the last year. We'll zoom in on it right about there, and you can see where over the years that this cover piece is just a little piece of vinyl that goes over this strip that runs from one side of the ceiling to the other, and it's a panel joint cover strip. But I can see that has, after 8 years, that has pulled back just a little, and you can see the wood underneath is just slightly exposed, and you can see the staple is there. So that's a cosmetic thing that I'll address here in a couple of months when it warms up, because it's just too cold for this old man to do anything. But it's a little cosmetic thing that after 8 years, hey, I can fix this. And we'll just take a quick zoom through on this older Alpine. These are all the MCD shades. They've been real good over the years. When it's cold out like it is today, if I well, the sun's been shining on it, but you can see that the shade doesn't want to retract when I let go of it. But yet if I take my hand and just gently lift it up, it's going to slide up. And the reason it's doing that, they do lock in place, but the reason it's doing that is because it's so damn cold outside, pardon my French, that nothing works real good when it's cold. But that's just, it's a little thing, and I'm not really concerned about it. You're looking at the original furniture that came with this Alpine. We've thought about replacing the recliners, and maybe we will here one of these days if they start wearing out, or we really just have money to burn and don't have anything else to spend it on. But there's no peeling, there's no flaking. You can see both of them, they're in good shape. The table, it's got some of my junk laying on it from projects that I've been doing out here. The table and the two chairs that we carry, they're in great shape. It came with 4 chairs. We only carry 2 because it's just the 2 of us. The couch is in as good a shape as everything else. There's no tears, there's no wears. I have 2 65-pound chows that used to get up on this when they were younger. And that's why you see these blankets stacked over here. We lay them there, and so the chows could get up on it. But both our chows are 14 and going on 15, and we're not sure if the one will make a trip with us this May when we go to Yellowstone. She's been a beautiful chow, but Father Time is catching up with her. The refrigerator, it's the original Dometic RM1350. It's been great. Got no issues with it. Got the original Atwood oven stove, 3-burner stove. And it works great. The sink, everything in it is OEM except for the faucet. And we took the original faucet out a few years ago on the trip when it started leaking up underneath, and replaced it with a residential one. And this one I have the end of it off and the hose laying here. And the reason that I do that is because when I winterize and blow everything out and then put antifreeze in, that antifreeze has a habit of coagulating just a little bit, and down inside here is some very fine holes, and what happens is that RV antifreeze will crystallize, and then if you leave this faucet connected and with RV antifreeze through it, and you go to turn this faucet on, it won't work. So you can spend 30 minutes like I did one year before I realized what the issue was, and it really wasn't an issue. It just that stuff that pink stuff had crystallized and blocked all the holes. So I take that off when we winterize. The vinyl flooring is still the original flooring that came in the Alpine, and you can see that it's as good as it was the day we bought it. Along with the carpeting, this is the OEM carpeting, and after 8 years of use, this carpet looks as good as the day that we picked the Alpine up, even with 2 big furry fur babies running around. And you can see the stairs are carpeted, and they look as good as they did the day we bought it. You can see my cardboard down there that I blocked my furnace vents off with. And we'll go up the steps, and got some junk laying in here from finishing up with projects, but everything in here has held up great. I just don't really have any issues with this Alpine. You know, the bathroom is everything in it's OEM. I haven't replaced anything except for the outlet over there, and all of the stuff in here is just as good as new. And if you don't open this up every once in a while and take this screen out, actually, if you have an air hose, you can open up the cover and take the air hose and blow all the crap out that gets in here, and that'll keep your bathroom vent working a lot easier, and the motor won't work as hard. So there's a little tip for you. But you know, the Alpine overall, I really don't have any complaints about. Looking at remote temp sensor here in the bedroom, you have 2 of these, one here, and in our model, one's out in the front. If you haven't taken these off and looked to see where the remote temp sensor is mounted at, if it's mounted inside this wall instead of mounted flush or even outside, then that temp sensor is picking up the ambient temperature that's inside the wall instead of outside here in the sleeping area. So something you might want to think about. Still running the original TV sets that this came with, and at the time this one was a Sansui, and the original one out front was a Samsung, but it was had scratches on it when we went to pick it up, so they replaced it with a different TV. It's not a smart TV, and that's one of my upgrades that I hope to do when I feel like I got a couple extra bucks to spend. We'll put another TV in there, smart screen, and have that just for the wife, so she's got all of her different channels that she likes to stream. And so what I'm trying to say, you know, folks, it's not all gloom and doom with these RVs. Do they require some maintenance? Yes, they do. And you're towing this thing down the road at 60, 65 miles an hour. I tow at 62. That's where my truck gets the best gas mileage, and it gives me plenty of time to react to things that happen. But the point is, these things take a beating when you go down the road. And so you're going to have to tighten things up. You're going to have to put a piece of trim back on from time to time. They just require some care. So it's just something, if you're going to be an RVer, you've got to learn to get proactive and fix stuff when you see it, and take a few minutes here and there and look around for things that look like they might be starting to cause a problem, and fix them before they do become a problem. And with that, I'm going to go back inside because I can't even hold the cell phone straight because I'm chilly. I could have fired the furnace up out here, but I knew I wasn't going to be out long. But anyways, we're going to go back in and have some homemade spaghetti and garlic bread. And you folks have a great day. And boy, the sun is bright and shining. Right here's probably the warmest place at the house right now, except inside the house. Have a good day and have a lot of fun out there with your Alpine, and wish everybody a lot of good times and a lot of fun and safe travels.